Hey guys, welcome to another video. I am excited to be here with you on this beautiful Friday night. Yes, today I am not going to be asking you to do any mindset work. I'm not going to talk to you about the law of attraction. I am not going to be pushing your limits by any means. Today, I'm going to share with you a little bit about my country, a little bit of the festivity, a little bit about the festivities that we do have here in Mexico. I am not going to go through all of them because there's a ton, way too many. But I will talk to you about the ones that I like the most, the ones that I know the most, that I've lived when I've been here in Mexico. So I just want to share this with you because I am here in Mexico enjoying the beautiful, nice weather, and I want to share this with you. If you haven't done so, make sure that you click on that subscribe button because there's going to be tons of other content. One, challenging your mindset, and the other just giving you information that might help you or just might entertain you. Make sure that you do subscribe. Okay, let me get started. We're going to talk about, well, there's really three types of holidays here in Mexico, which I believe maybe that happens everywhere else in the world. We have statutory holidays that are observed all around Mexico and is where employees are entitled to take the day off completely. Then we have civic holidays, where these are holidays that are observed nationwide, but employees are not entitled for the day off or for the day off with pay. So it only happens sometimes in certain companies. As well as we have festivities. These are traditional holidays that honor religious events such as carnivals or the Holy Week, Easter, perhaps Christmas. So it's just those three types. I was counting, don't take this like the grain of salt. Like, don't say Ursula said that this is how many holidays and so on Mexico has. I was just reading, and from what I gathered, we had seven statutory holidays, then 13 civic holidays, and 20 festivities. As you see, there's tons of them, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'm going to tell you the ones that I like the most. There's going to be about 5, but let's go through them. Okay. We're going to start with the one that just happened a couple of days ago, it was on January 6th, and it's called Dia de Reyes Magos. And in this festivity, it's mostly equivalent to a Christmas type holiday or Christmas Day holiday in Canada or the US, because kids open presents just like they would do when Santa Claus brings them their presents. In this case, the 3 kings bring presents to the kids. So let me give you a little background. So in Hispanic countries, 3 Kings Day marks the climax of the holiday season, the day when children receive the most amount of gifts. And in this case, for this day, the celebration happens on the Epiphany, where people celebrate by eating the Rosca de Reyes bread. So it's a bread that it's a circle, and it almost has this, I don't know if it's fruit that goes on top of it that looks like if it was like mules or something on top of the bread. But according to the Christian faith, the 3 wise men they were following the star of Bethlem, and when they did, they arrived with gifts for the baby Jesus. That date falls on January 6th, exactly 12 days after Christmas. And when they eat this, so the Rosca de Reyes is also known as the 3 Kings bread. The bejeweled, as I told you, bejeweled looking bread is meant to symbolize all the gifts that were given to baby Jesus. And inside of this bread, there's this like little plastic baby symbolizing the newborn Messiah. But here's the thing. So if you get this plastic baby when you cut a piece of this rosca, that means that on February 2nd, which is the Candelaria Day, you have to cook tamales. Which brings us to the second festivity, which is Dia de la Candelaria. I mean, second festivity on my list. I'm not going to say that that's the one that comes after, but they're linked together. The most celebrated aspect of this Candelaria Day is that the family gets together and they eat all the tamales from the people that lost by getting the little kid inside of the bread on February 6th. Another important custom in Mexico, particularly in areas of Catholic traditions, is for families to own a doll-sized version of baby Jesus called El Niño Dios. And or in English would called the Christ child. And the Niño Dios is first placed in the home of a nativity scene on Christmas Eve, and then given gifts on the Three Kings Day. So they put the baby in this nativity scene where all the Christmas stuff is, and they will put it in there. And then once the Three Kings Day comes, they'll give them presents. And then on the Candelaria Day, people dress up these Niño Dios and they bring it to church with them, just as Jesus was believed to have been present. So they put it on this nativity scene, then they give gifts to them, and then they take it to church. That would be what they do in very much religious Christian background. I personally never done it, but I know that people do that, and it's a beautiful tradition. Now I want to talk to you guys about something interesting about 3 holidays that we have, or 3 festivities that we have, which are in a completely different time frame of the year. Okay, the first one is Labor Day. Labor Day is celebrated in Mexico on May 1st. Now, Labor Day, at least in Canada, is the first Monday in September, which is odd that we celebrate it in different times of the year. Also, on Mother's Day, same thing. For Mexico, we have it on May 10th. Whereas for Canada, Mother's Day is the second Sunday of May. That means that it doesn't matter if it's May 10th or May 8th or whatever the day that it falls under the Sunday, for us, it's always on May 10th. It doesn't matter which day of the week. As well as for Father's Day, same. We celebrated on June 17th. And in Canada, it's the third Sunday of June, which it might fall on June 17th, just like it would fall on May 10th for Mother's Day. But it's interesting that for us, it's always the date. It doesn't matter what day of the week. Whereas for Canada, and I believe it's in the US as well, it's mostly just whatever the Sunday, whatever the date is that falls on that Sunday, which I thought it was an interesting fact. Okay, let's continue. Oh, this one's fun. This one's fun because it just brings some energy with me. I'll tell you why. But September 16th, that's the day of independence here in Mexico. So Mexican Independence Day is officially recognized on September 16th, but the celebrations actually start the night before. So most of the time where we would celebrate the Independence Day, we would start celebrating on the night of September 15th. September 16, it goes back to 1810, and it marks the day that Father Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla issued the grito, which is the call for an end to the Spanish rule that was ruling Mexico, and we were able to just get away from that. And they gather themselves in the Zócalo or the Central Plaza, and he yelled hey, we're free, freedom, and whatever. And that's what we celebrate. So what I want to address with this is that a lot of people mistake whatever this thing. Well, they mistaken the September 16th as Independence Day with Cinco de Mayo. And it has nothing to do. So many people outside of Mexico mistakenly believe that Cinco de Mayo is a celebration of Mexican independence, which was declared more than 50 years before the Battle of Puebla, because that is what we celebrate on May 5th, which is Cinco de Mayo. It marks the army's victory over France at the Battle of Puebla during the Franco-Mexican War in 1862. So a lot of people mix it I believe, honestly, that this comes from the Mexican American culture, and it celebrates more of the Mexican culture and heritage um, for people that moved away from Mexico, and also from hearing people that do not speak Spanish. The word Cinco de Mayo is easy for them to say, and it feels like Cinco of Mayo, like actual Mayo, which is May in Spanish, which is Mayo. But I always get all flustered when it's like, oh, are you celebrating May 5th or Cinco de Mayo? But honestly, in Mexico, Cinco de Mayo is not celebrated. It definitely was I guess in this case would have been a holiday. What is it? A federal, let me get back. Maybe a civic holiday, but perhaps I haven't been here enough to know that if we take the day off, but it's not a celebration. It's not the celebration that is in other countries, in other places in the world, because this is now becoming worldwide, where in Mexico, we don't really celebrate this. Okay, then I'm gonna give you another one, which is now we're in November. We're gonna talk about the Day of the Dead, which is in Spanish called Dia de los Muertos. This is celebrated on November 2nd. And on this holiday, Mexicans remember and honor their deceased loved ones. It's not a gloomy or any morbid type occasion. Rather, it's a festivity and colorful holiday celebrating the lives of those who have passed on. Often, some candles, flowers, and favorite foods of the deceased are placed on the grave, and family visits, right? So they eat, they sing, and they tell the favorite songs and the favorite things of the deceased or the past. As well as, not only do you go to the graveyard where the deceased is, you can also create your own altar at your home, and they're usually decorated with flowers, candles, or things that the deceased would have liked or would have enjoyed. Therefore, that's what we do. That's what we do on November 2nd. It's a beautiful, beautiful tradition that I've been part of. And I would suggest that if you ever have a loved one that has passed on, that you do a little ofrenda for them, a little ofrenda, which is this offering to honor their departed family, right? Like honor them and or honor them by putting the things that they like. Perhaps they like tequila, so you put a little bit of tequila on that offering. Perhaps they like candy, or maybe make their dish and put it in there, put it on the offering. And it's said that the deceased or their spirits, they come and they eat or they enjoy of these things that are put on the offering. So let's say if you had a kid and or you didn't have a kid, or a kid passed, they would put their toys and so on so that they could play on the night when they come visit the family. And lastly, I just want to talk about Christmas and the Christmas season on its own. Here in Mexico, it kind of celebrates from December 16th to December 25th. And many Mexicans celebrate it in what they call the posadas, which are nightly celebrations, symbolizing the journey of Bethlehem before the birth of Jesus. So the posadas involved a candlelit procession and the singing of carols outside the location of the celebration. Once you're inside, so once you're singing outside with this candle and you're like, I can't sing. But once you do that, then the celebration, it goes inside and the guests break a piñata filled of fruits or candy, and that's when they enjoy the food and beverage. So it's a celebration that we do on December the 23rd, 24th. That's mostly when I've done it, but it's celebrated anytime from the 16th to the 25th. And then the larger Christmas celebration occurs on December 24th, when families gather for a festivity dinner. So even though the 25th is Christmas Day, We mostly celebrate Christmas on the 24th. That's when things really happen. On the 25th, pretty much everything is closed and nothing really happens on December 25th. Not that I know of. And honestly, my birthday is on December 24th. And everybody's with their families. And it's always been interesting, but my mom has always made it very special for me to celebrate my birthday, even though everybody else is with their loved ones. Now, those are all the festivities I have for today. I hope that you enjoyed. The video was a little different, but my wish is that you learned a little bit more about my country, about where I'm from, and perhaps you can even celebrate one of these festivities one of these days with me. With that said, I'll talk to you guys later. Make sure that you still subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.